Hello and welcome. You know who I am. I'm NTCO Duke. I want to thank you for joining the fun. We talk about design a lot in a lot of different ways, from app design, UI design, component design, and much more. But in order to scale that design, there's a system you have to put into place. We're talking about design systems. Yes, that's what we're going to cover today. So if that's your jam like it is mine, join the fun. Yes, so let's talk about it. Let's get into design systems. But before we dive in, let's talk about what they are not. A design system is not a set of tools that you'll use to create your designs. No Sketch, no Figma, no Adobe XD, none of those things are a design system. A design system is also not a directory full of design files. No repository or a folder that contains all of your design files that you'll use to implement. It's not that either. It's also not a replacement for your design work. It's not the layouts. It's not views on your mobile app or your website page layout. A design system is none of that. So as long as we know what it isn't, let's talk about what a design system is. It's a set of standards, guidelines, and components that is used to scale design. So anytime you use or create a layout for a page or an application, you're using the same components to do so. It is a series of elements, components, typography, all of those things, all of those rules and guidelines that will create your application design. They are housed in this design system. This ability to have them all in one location reduces the inconsistencies in your design files as well as the design application entirely. When you've had this call to action button, rounded corners, where one you may have just an outline stroke, a card design, all of these things create a disjointed experience for your user. And so when you're thinking to scale design, you want all of those things very, very consistent. And it helps when you do it. Now, when we talk about the elements that make up those design systems, we're talking about all of the centralized components, the elements. We're talking about your brand guides, so your colors, styles. All of these things are housed in one location. And usually this is done in combination with working with product teams so that these can become components that are developed in one location. And you can grab these snippets of code and create mock-ups or MVPs very, very quickly. Now that we understand what design systems are not and what design systems are, let's talk about a few examples of great design systems. One that comes to mind is Google's Material Design System. This houses everything you can think of, from code snippets to searchable components to styles, everything that material design can present to us as users and as their application is housed here. So you can take a really good look at this thorough approach, and it will show you exactly how they use different elements to scale their brand. Next up, a design system you can look at and review, Apple's own interface HIG. And this houses guidelines for all of their Apple products. And they sort of design with empathy, clarity. They have rules and a philosophy in which they try to design and create products behind. That's something you can really hone in on and review for your next project. Next up is one of my favorites, Atlassian's. Their design system is packed full of information and full of experiences that they use in their product. Their philosophy is usually build trust into every interaction, and it shows in how they've created this design guide. Now, those are a few examples that you can take away and review at your leisure so that you can get a better understanding of what is comprised of it. And if you're thinking about starting your own, take the philosophy that Brad Frost brought to the design world with atomic design. Now, this is an idea of starting with the smallest components between elements, molecules, components, how they become organisms, and it scales over time to create page templates and layouts. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that, I suggest that you search Atomic Design. I'll also leave a link somewhere where you can access that information and you can peruse it at your leisure. Well, that's all we have for today, talking about design systems. If you feel that this video has given you any value, please give it a thumbs up, because that's what we do around here. And share it with someone you feel can get value from this video as well. In the meantime, in between time, your life has color, so make sure you design it that way. And I'll see you in the next one. You know? Right.